Hi friends, today I'm planning to show you my hospital bag video, the things that I did use versus the things that I didn't use and wouldn't bring again if we had another child, and the reasons why. I've just got some of the things laid out and I've got a massive list of things that I brought. I took a gigantic suitcase and I probably used about half the stuff in it. I only used basically the stuff for postpartum recovery and the stuff for the baby. All the stuff that I brought for labor and breastfeeding, didn't use a single thing. And the main reason for that was that my labor had a lot of complications, and in the end I was just on an epidural for a long time, probably about 18 hours on the epidural, and basically was just drifting in and out of consciousness with a fever, because I got an infection because my labor was so long that the waters broke, and then you get an infection if the baby doesn't arrive within a certain amount of time. So unfortunate, but there you go. But a lot of it I don't think I would have used anyway. So let's go through the list. So I brought my blue folder with all of my MARTA records. I don't have that on the screen. I brought some comfy clothes for labor and delivery and recovery. If I was to do it again, I would bring 3 times as many clothes, because the MARTA said for a normal vaginal delivery you'd expect to have a 24-hour stay, but as I said, there were a lot of complications. I was in hospital with Zoe for 4.5 days in the end, so I ran out of clothes after the first day, obviously, and I had to send Tim home to go and get me some more clothes. So thankfully we don't live far from the hospital. I also took all of my normal toiletries like toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo and conditioner, moisturizer, face wipes, deodorant, and that kind of stuff the hospital did not provide. I did bring mascara and foundation just in case I wanted to have pretty photos taken after delivery, no, that was the last thing on my mind while I was recovering, so didn't use any of the makeup. I had a dressing gown. Actually, here it is. There's the dressing gown that I wore. That was really helpful because it opens at the front, so when we were trying to breastfeed, that was quite useful. I brought some nursing bras and nursing pads. The nursing bras were useful. The nursing pads, there's no need to bring those at all. Your milk doesn't come in for the first 4 or 5 days anyway. But everyone said, oh, just in case you leak. So I was like, okay, I'll bring them. But yeah, I totally didn't need them at all. As it happens, I have a hormonal issue, and so my milk never came in at all, and I wasn't able to breastfeed in the end. Sad but true. So these are sustainable breast pads that I got from Little Aussie Monsters. They're a site that does cloth nappies and other reusable baby products. So these are made from bamboo, sustainably sourced bamboo. They're well, I tried wearing them. They're super comfy. As you can see, they've got a cute pattern. So 10 out of 10 would recommend if you're breastfeeding and you don't like disposable breast pads. What else? So in terms of recovery stuff, I brought some super maternity pads. Again, the hospital didn't provide these. And I watched a lot of hospital videos from the States where they do provide some things and don't provide some things, so I just didn't know what it would be like in Australia, and the MARTA had a list of things you needed to bring, and obviously pads were on it and underwear, so I brought those. I also brought, and oh my goodness, I recommend these to everyone who is having a baby, Depends underwear, in a large size, because you're pregnant when you go, and you're still big after you deliver the baby. You're still very, very big. The pouch, if you will, doesn't go down for quite a while, and they just look like this. They just look like horrible granny panties, but they are so comfortable. Yeah, they don't look great, but they are so comfortable. and so much more comfortable than wearing a pad, because when you have delivered vaginally or attempted to deliver vaginally, you are just so uncomfortable down there. Anything pressing is just horrible. So this is great because it doesn't have the same feeling as having a pad pressing against you. It's literally just like wearing underwear, and you're bleeding quite a lot. This is quite a TMI video, so I apologize if you weren't expecting it, but hopefully you were expecting that, because it is a hospital bag video. You're bleeding quite a lot after you give birth vaginally. Cesarean too, I've heard as well, obviously because the uterus is shedding its lining. And so every time I went to the toilet, every 2 hours, I would change this and put a new one on. Now these are not, they're not a sustainable option. They're a short-term solution. They're disposable underwear. And they're made from, what are they made from? It says cotton-like material. Who knows what it is actually made from. Yeah, they feel quite soft. But yeah, there you have it. 10 out of 10 recommend these because it's so much more comfortable than wearing pads initially. And yeah, and once I got through the stage of needing those, and then a few weeks later the stage of needing those, the maternity pads, then I did move back to my sustainable period underwear, and they coped fine from about 8 weeks on. Yeah, typically they say your postpartum bleeding lasts about 6 weeks, but it varies hugely from woman to woman. Could be 2 weeks, could be like mine, 10 weeks. So you really just don't know, and you want to be able to have options that are really going to work initially, options that are good for, you know, the medium term, and then your long term, as things progress, solution that's a bit more sustainable. What else did I bring? Okay, I brought headphones and phone charger. Didn't use any of that because, like I said, I wasn't aware of very much for most of my labour. I was just literally sucking on gas and air, waiting for the epidural to take effect. Yeah, I had thought that I would be like listening to music or whatever. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. I brought massage oil because I thought Tim could give me a massage while I was in labour. That didn't happen. I brought a wheat bag because I thought that might help with the pain, which is hilarious to me now because I just don't know how much a wheat bag can really do for you when you're in labour. I all credit to women who give birth naturally without medication because I don't know how they do it. Yep, enough said. What else is on my list? I brought a pack of cards because I seriously thought that if we had a long labour, Tim and I might get bored and we might want something to do. So I brought a pack of cards. I brought, oh my goodness, I brought jelly cups, and that was such a godsend. They were the best thing ever because I was so thirsty the whole time I was in labour, and obviously I had a fever, so I was like completely wanted extra hydration. And so the jelly was amazing because it gave me a quick hit of sugar so that I could keep going, and it gave me hydration. I also brought Gatorade and Powerade and coconut water because electrolytes, and that was kind of helpful, yeah, because you are sweating quite a bit. You're working hard. I brought red raspberry leaf tea, which I had been taking the whole way second trimester onwards because it tones the uterine muscles because it kind of promotes mini contractions, if you will. So the uterus is like practicing ahead of time, and then if you take them kind of when you're about due, it's supposed to induce labour, but I don't think that really works. I've heard mixed reviews on that. Anyway, I brought it because I thought it would help. I don't know, I thought it would help, but didn't end up taking it. I had other things on my mind while I was in labour, and then in recovery I completely forgot that I had brought them, so it might have helped in helping the uterus contract back down, but I didn't remember that I even brought them. So, and so the thing is, you're supposed to take it for at least in the third trimester, and some people say in the second trimester as well, which is what I did, for toning the uterine muscles so that you can have stronger, more powerful, faster contractions and have a shorter labour, which is great in theory. I had, crazy contractions. From the moment they started, they were a minute and a half apart, lasting a minute and a half, and they were so incredibly painful. So I ended up getting rushed to hospital because they thought that I was going to deliver immediately, which obviously didn't happen. It was a 22-hour labour. But I wonder if the contractions being so close together from the start may have been because I was taking this for, the past 30 weeks. I don't know. What else did I bring? The Belly Bandit. Okay, so I wore this throughout the second and third trimester because my belly was quite heavy. I put on quite a lot of weight, in addition to the baby, which was not a small baby, not a giant baby, but not a small baby. And you can wear this during pregnancy, as you see in the photo there, and then for recovery afterwards. Does it have a photo of that? No, it doesn't. But afterwards, you literally turn it around. So, and it's got a pocket that you can put a heat pack or a cold pack in. So that helps with just recovery afterwards, after delivery. I didn't end up using that because the physio at the hospital gave me a just literally a band that went around my abdomen that was kind of this stretchy bamboo-ish material, and that was a lot more lightweight. This is quite a it's quite a substantial thing, as you can see. It's quite, and it was quite hot, so it just didn't appeal to be wearing that after delivery. So that's that. What else? Brought my vitamins that I usually take. That was good. I'm glad I remembered that. And I'm glad that I brought enough for the amount of time I was in hospital, because I obviously I didn't know, as I said, I didn't know I would be there that long. So it was just a just in case thing, and I'm glad I did that. I brought a headband and hair clips to hold my hair back. That was helpful. I brought nipple cream for breastfeeding. Oh, let me show you that one actually. I got a natural nipple cream from Gaia. They do a whole bunch of natural baby products, so pure organic ingredients, and lanolin free, and oil free, something like that. So yeah, free from mineral oil, there you go. And so rather than using one of the ones that's got a lot of different chemicals and stuff in it, that one's more natural. Okay, what else is on my list? Alright, I brought this Peri bottle is from Frida Baby. Absolutely loved it. 10 out of 10. Again, this is something that I recommend to everyone. So basically it is a squirt bottle that squirts, as you can see. It's squirting, I'm not even squeezing it. It squirts upside down. Hopefully I don't have to explain in too much detail why that is useful, but when you're going to the toilet after delivery and you're all, sore downstairs, you squirt that as you're peeing and after you're peeing, and the water, you fill it with water, and that dilutes the acidity of your urine, and it just makes it a lot more comfortable than pouring acidic urine over that area. Do you know what I mean? It's, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Yep. Also recommend Earth Mama Organic Perineal Balm. It's got some cooling ingredients. It's got witch hazel. What else did it have in it? Oh my goodness. It's not written on the packaging, so I'm sorry I don't remember all the ingredients, but what I would say is that it has a cooling effect and a numbing effect. And I cannot overstate how wonderful that is when you are recovering from a vaginal delivery. It's wonderful. I used it for, how old is Zoe now? Oh my goodness. So I used it for about 10 weeks. And Zoe is now 13 weeks old. Tux medicated cooling pads. are they were created for hemorrhoids and contain witch hazel, and they're basically, oh my goodness, can I open this one-handed? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, they're little wipes that you wipe over any sore areas, doesn't have to be hemorrhoids, and again, a cooling effect and a slight astringent effect, and by that I mean like a cleaning effect, so helps to prevent infections. So I had quite a severe continuing infection for about 8 weeks after Zoe was born, and this absolute godsend, this as well, the perineal balm and the cooling pads, absolute 10 out of 10 would recommend. You have to order them online. They don't seem to appear in chemists in Australia. Goodness knows why. They were so useful. Can't overstate it enough. Yeah, okay. And then the only other things on my side of the bed where it's stuff that I did use is the baby stuff. So we brought nappies. We brought like a 10-pack of nappies or something. And if I'd known we were staying in the hospital longer, gosh, I would have brought so many more nappies, because we had to send people out to go buy more nappies. Yep, they were awesome. Hospital did not provide nappies. Hospital did provide a initial, this is not it, this is a representative onesie. The hospital provided a white plain t-shirt shape onesie for her to, after delivery they popped her in that. Once she was cleaned off a bit, they had to clean her off because they had to give her antibiotics because of the infection that I mentioned from the waters breaking. Yeah, oh god, that was sad. And then this is the little hat that the mater gives their babies when they're born. So when babies are born, they can't regulate their own body temperature, and a lot of heat escapes from their head. That's where they regulate their temperature from. So basically, as long as you leave a baby's head uncovered, they won't overheat, sort of thing. But when they're first delivered and it's a bit cold, then the hat is just perfect. So it's just wool. Yeah, very good. And on the baby monitor, I can just hear that Zoe has woken up. So I'm going to have to leave you all, but that was the end of my list, isn't it? Yeah, that's the end of my list. So well done. That is the things that I would recommend, would say probably don't bother. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye.